So in any event, I have to ask, and I'll leave it to Brian to ask the specifics.
All right, Mr. Sappy.
I only have the one general question, but
we need an update on Wendy.
What do you know? Because we know that Wendy and you have
Brian
a nice relationship.
Huge Wendy fan.
I've never missed an episode. Never missed an episode, including the ones that you hosted, Jerry. I've never missed one.
So am I. I'm actually going to get a little serious on your show here.
Good.
Please, there's a serious question. It's a serious question.
I'm like a lot of us, a huge Wendy Williams fan, and really believe that Wendy Williams changed daytime television for the way better. And when Wendy stopped doing her show, it was a bummer for all of us. There's something missing from my days. There is something missing from my days. Those first 20 minutes that Wendy did, there is something missing from my days.
And only she could do it. It's a while to watch. I mean, really, it was just one of those singular.
Take me on a ride.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you, when I guest hosted, so Wendy took a sabbatical.
Yeah,
and they called me up, and they wanted me to guest host her show because they had to be live shows. And Wendy gave me the stamp of approval. Thank you, Miss Williams. Always appreciative of you. Those first 20 minutes that I did, I was like, yeah, okay. So I come out and just like Wendy, I talk about a couple topics and it's 20 minutes and then boom, we go. That was the most frightened I've ever been as a performer, as a person, as a human, because the director came out to me and said, so, Wendy does 20 minutes. We don't go to commercial. If you run out of things to say, just talk about the weather. I mean, just figure it out because we don't go to commercial for 20 minutes. And Wendy so effortlessly fills those 20 minutes in just effortlessly. And I got to tell you, doing it was so frightening. Do you know how hard it is to sit by yourself on a stool and entertain people for 20 minutes with keeping it interesting and moving and not looking at notes and being like, oh, what else do we have here? Oh, it's like, but you know what? The second I did
teleprompter?
I have to say, though, I mean, there's only just like bullet points on the teleprompter, right?
Just bullet points.
Yeah.
Kanye responds to Kim. That's it. Like, that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Like, but the first time I did it, the second it was over, I wanted to do it again.
I have to say, you crushed it, Jerry. Every time you were on that show, you crushed it.
But, I've studied from, I co-hosted with Kelly Ripa a bunch. So I got to watch her. I've co-hosted with Wendy. I mean, I was on Wendy's show a lot and I watch her every day. So I was able to take from her. And also, this is like the fourth time I've been on Rana's podcast. So
listen, you learn a lot from her. Everyone does.
There was something Jerry told me once on a former podcast. It's a story about his wife. I'll never forget it as long as I live. He probably doesn't even remember. When I bring it up, he will. I'll never in my life be able to get this out of my head.
I think I know what you're going to say because I remember this story.
He bought his wife a box of chocolates.
I do remember this story.
They sat on the dresser and she kept saying, I don't know why those chocolates are here. Basically, I'm not interested. I'm not even going to touch them.
Right, because she liked to seize candy or something.
Bought them for her for Valentine's Day or something.
The holidays, maybe, yeah.
And so finally he said, if I have this right, Jerry, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. He finally said to himself, if they're just going to sit there, I guess I'll have one. And he opened the box to find that they had gone from being chocolates to being decoy chocolates. She had strategically eaten the inside out of each from the bottom.
But the shape of the chocolate was still in there. You would never know.
The shape was still there. Is that right? Or she just eats from the bottom to try them and then puts them back and other people don't know.
I told this story and it was broadcast?
Oh, to the world.
That's an absolute true story. Did I know we were being recorded when I told that story?
Absolutely, you did. But that's you used to get a little charge out of giving your wife the business in public. I don't know how it works in private, but I know that in public you like to give her the business a little.
The business.
Oh God.